I've always wondered what it would feel like to just be. To not do, think, feel, judge, dream or wonder. To just be. It's funny, because I thought I already knew how that felt. I mean, I meditate, but I guess I needed this Camino to teach me that. My name is Jenneke, and this is my third Camino. I would love to be your tour guide and show you what you can expect on the Camino Frances. I mean, of course, there's the walking and learning how to pack your gear. But there's also the beautiful views of high mountains you just climbed with sweaty pride, the colored fields of wheat and sunflowers that are waiting for the next sunny season, and the magnificent misty roads where all you'll hear is the occasional cowbell. There's the typical Pilgrim food, which is mostly horrible to me, and on lucky days really nice. There's being in nature, meeting animals, and having deep conversations with other pilgrims. There are so many yellow arrows and literally milestones. There are forests, mountains, endless roads, nice albergues, and albergues that are not so nice. There's the emotions and the laughter, the tears, the rough days and the splendid ones. There's the hot sun, the rainy days and the wind. And there's that last kilometer on some days that can seem more than you can bear. Hey guys, I'm back. My name is Jen. I'm doing the Camino de Santiago for the third time. This is my second French route. And 2 years ago I did the Portuguese one, but I really prefer this one. So here I am. First day today. Started in Pamplona. Looking forward, and I brought 2 other pilgrims with me this year. Can I introduce you to?
Getting used to all the walking, so let's go.
Cool. Super cool.
Super cool.
First, let's go back to the beginning of it all. So, there was Jesus with his 12 apostles. One of them, born in today's Israel, was a fisherman called Saint James. He was a huge fan of Jesus and traveled all the way to Spain to spread his word. Now, there are many versions of the next story, so don't shoot me if I get the details wrong. When St. James returned home after 7 years of preaching, he was beheaded, or in other stories killed with a sword, by King Herod Agrippa in Judea in the year of 44. So this is the church in Logroño, and up there is the guy who killed St. James. He just murdered the guy, headless. Because the king wasn't keen on some Jesus guy gaining popularity as the King of the Jews. Anyway, James's bodily remains were transported back to Spain by his followers and buried in Santiago de Compostela. His head is said to be still in Jerusalem, poor guy, and the story of his body's journey back into Spain is told as a great adventure with many hurdles along the way. When the remains finally arrived in the cathedral, they renamed the place after his Spanish name, which is Santo Iago. Santo Iago, Santiago. I don't know if this is true, but his name day is the 25th of July, which is still a celebration day in Galicia. So it might be nice to be there if this fits in your Camino schedule. Oh, and don't even ask about the history of the shell as the symbol of pilgrims. There are many explanations, all of which are vague. It's so funny to me that every pilgrim has a shell, but nobody really knows why. Probably something to do with the coast in Finisterre, but then again, maybe not. So back to the Camino. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Good morning. On day 2, I'm going to Estella today. My fellow pilgrims are having breakfast at the hostel, but I think it's horrible. The breakfast here, oh my god. Look at this. Wow. That's amazing. Anyway, the breakfasts here are non-nutritious. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to a supermercado to buy it. Wow. Even after 3 years, the little cute Olive Garden place is still alive, and he's here every day to sell fresh fruit. You should really take a rest here. Hebben we het warm, jongens? Ja, helemaal. Like in my former travel vlogs, I added some lessons I learned along the way. Like this one. The best isn't yet to come. If you keep saying that, it will always be a future thing. The best is now. Bags are packed, I'm ready to go. Good morning. I'm feeling fantastic. I love getting up early because it's not so warm then, and also because you can hear nature whisper. I love it. I feel very good. I'm taking good care of my body. I listen to it when it needs salt. I stop when my socks need to dry, etc. Mentally, I feel great at this moment, but it can go up and down like the hills here. And I'm happy that this is the first Camino that I'm sending my backpack forward with the transport service. So I have a day pack, and for €5 they just bring it to my next hostel, which is great for my body and for my shoulders, and it doesn't make me less of a pilgrim. I used to think that, but you know what? I don't care anymore. We have to go there. Can we do this?
Sure. 2 minutes.
So let me ask you this. What do you like about hiking? What does it bring you? And why the Camino? People often ask me this, and I tell them the Camino is one of my medicines. I could be walking 1,000 other trails in the world, but the Camino pulls at me like a magnet. It feels magical to walk in the footsteps of so many pilgrims on this sacred land. I'm not religious in that sense, but I feel the spirit of this journey in every cell of my body. So the answer isn't rational, I guess. You can only understand the Camino by walking it. I'm soaking wet. The weather forecast said it would be dry. So I sent my backpack forward with my coat in it. Gaat het nog goed?
Ja, het is echt... Ja, je moet erbij zijn.
Dat zegt hij. Zelfs onder de douche heb ik het wel eens minder nat gehad. Robert and I are having our first Camino fight. It really sucks. I feel shitty. I feel lonely. I was also a bit scared when I was walking this road alone earlier on when it was really dark. There were dogs barking and yeah, kind of frightened me, but now I'm okay. Heet het Mel? I feel fucking great. Look at these views, guys. I haven't had any blister yet. It's day 7. My body feels really strong. But I pause a lot and I walk slowly when I need to. And I dry my feet often. That's important. Because Mel got infections on her blisters and she's still not walking. So I feel very sad for her. But I'm doing great. I feel mentally very, very strong also. And I've learned in the past years that the key to feeling mentally great is feeling the feelings when you're not feeling great. So when I feel that something's bothering me, I dive into it. So normally most people go out of it, like they run away in, I don't know, Netflix, eating, socializing, social media. But what I do is just close my eyes and I feel it. The reason I'm crying is because the bond I have with my dad is just not so good as I hoped it would be. I have the manipulating thought that I'm not good enough as a daughter. Camino lesson. The key to feeling great is to feel the feelings when you're not feeling great. Jeetje, wat is dit? We are currently at 2 borders between La Rioja and Castilla de Leon. How are you? Hoe gaat het met je in Nederland?
Beter. De voetjes zijn bijna genezen en ik ben wel happy dat ik kan lopen. Yay!
Even je kilometers inhalen, Haro.
Ja, een beetje vet blijven op de Camino. Alleen maar dat zetten, dat is ook leuk.
Camino lesson. It's not a race. Walking slowly gives you the opportunity to see more of the beauty surrounding you. I'm arriving at the Pilgrim oasis. It's between Espinosa and San Juan. He just hands me the melon. He just comes at me and hands me this.
One interview with me?
Yeah, I am.
Why?
Because you're
Why?
an
I
angel.
don't have interest for anybody.
You don't have interest.
I am one simple person, normal person. Yeah, qué peligrosa es esta con la cámara. You are very dangerous with a camera, eh?
The guy I just met, Angel, which is angel. He really is an angel. So he didn't really want to be on camera, so I turned it off. And then we started crying together because I already met him 3 years ago on my first Camino. And I remembered that we had a great conversation then about life, about touching people's hearts. It's more important to him than anything in the world. He says, I don't make a lot of money here, maybe just a few euros, but I go home with all the smiles I had today. Camino lesson. If the road is long and the feet are tired, I dance to the rhythm in my head. It lifts me up and makes me smile. Hey! The weather is a bit depressing, and their surroundings too. But hey, this is also Camino. Guys, it's so pretty here. Look, I'm in the cathedral in Burgos. You should really do this. Today is a bit sad because Mel left. She went home. The injuries on her foot came back, or they didn't heal. So she cannot walk anymore, and we're all a bit sad today. I just ran into this cute little chapel. I walked in and there's a woman. She started talking to me in Spanish and I could completely understand, and she gives me this. And she says, it's to protect you on your way. And she saw that it touched me. And then she gave me a cookie from her own, like, lunch. All pilgrims travel with a special passport. This little booklet is filled with all kinds of stamps along the route that prove that you have walked the Camino. Upon your arrival in Santiago, your passport will be signed for the purpose of Well, having the bragging rights, I suppose. So when I woke up this morning, I thought my body's aching. I don't want to walk. I'm exhausted because of lack of sleep. And as a matter of fact, it's the same part I skipped the first time in the meseta. They also say that the meseta kind of screws with your mind. Sometimes it's self-care to get out of your comfort zone and go through the discomfort. And sometimes it's self-care to feel that you need to rest. Your heart will tell the truth. I ran into Perry. He's also Dutch. How is your Camino so far?
Excellent. Almost halfway through, eh? We are walking like a kievit.
What's the most important lesson you learned on the Camino?
Probably accept what is, no expectations, just take the day as it comes.
Obviously, walking the Camino is very taxing on your body, so I suggest you choose the healthy choice every time you can, because you will be served a lot of meat, white bread, fried stuff and tortillas. The Spanish don't really know what vegetarian food is, but it's doable. Just make sure to eat your fruits and veggies when you can, because you need good energy to keep you walking all day. Octopussy. Did I tell you already about the 4 stages? It's a common thing here at the Camino. So week 1 is for your body. It's a physical week. You have pain, you have to adapt, you're maybe not as fit as you want to be, you have blisters. And then after a week, your body kind of adapts to it. And it's time to go a little deeper, and we get to phase 2. And the second week is for the emotions. So you might be crying, things are coming up, you can feel everything better because you're getting more and more in tune with yourself, right? So it's a good thing. And then week 3 is your spiritual week. I'm currently in week 3. I love it because I wake up and I think of a lot of stuff here. Things just get clear for me. I can ask questions and get answers. It's like I'm connected to my own source, or the source, or whatever you want to call it. And then week 4 is freedom. It's silence. Silence in your system. It's Buddha energy. It's nice. I'm coming for it. Goedje. What I'm walking through is called the St. James. Scenic route after Valde Iglesias. You come here in this paradise. So this guy just lives here, sleeps over there, and he provides for pilgrims for free or for donation or for whatever you want. Time I've been here in Fonse Pardon, it's been misty and dark and rainy. I'm on my way to Cruz de Ferro, the famous iron cross that stands on the top of the mountain, a little outside of Fonsepadon, since the beginning of the 11th century. And it's a tradition for pilgrims to leave a stone that they brought from home there. And the stone represents everything they want to leave behind. Their sins, their weight, literally, things that don't serve them anymore. Today I'm leaving behind fear. The earthly fears that I experience here. I'm gonna live from my full potential because I know I'm guided. I know I'm safe. I'm protected. There's no need to feel those fears anymore, and it makes that if I live from trust, I can live from my full potential, and I can serve from my full potential. And be a better person and a happier person also. So, if today you would be walking on this cross, what would you leave behind? It was pouring yesterday when we arrived at Molina Seca. Too bad that I couldn't film because one of my favorite Camino towns. So make sure to stop there. And now I'm in Ponferrada and I'm seeing these statues of asses. Today's really hard for me. My body is exhausted because of the lack of sleep and the horrible food. I cannot continue like this. Yeah, I know it's part of it. But today, I don't like today. So, together with the first day, the part from Via Franca del Bierzo to Ocebreiro is the most steep one, but it gives you this. Have you heard of Camino angels? There are the people on the Camino that pop up out of nowhere and help you. Really because they want to help you, not because they want to make money out of you. So here's the story of yesterday. I'm done with the day. I'm crying, my body hurts. And I'm stopping at a restaurant and I ask him to call me a taxi. But he doesn't. He calls a friend who lives nearby. And he asks way too much money to drive me uphill. And I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's okay, sue it yourself, he says. And so I start walking again uphill with the tears in my eyes. And I'm 1 kilometer away of that place and a taxi stops behind me. A real taxi. And I look at him and I'm like, oh, I said, I need you. And he looks at me And he says, I can tell. Hump in. And I said, how much is it? And he says, it's nothing. His name was Rubio. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Camino angel. Buen Camino. Will come out tomorrow. I instantly feel better when the sun is shining. I'm so superficial. But I have been feeling ill the last days. My legs were heavy, belly aches, just bit flu-ish. Is that a word? Well, now it is. I've been flu-ish. Tonight we're staying here in Villa Cha. It's a great albergue with an outdoor shower. Let me show you.
We walked the Camino in October of 2018 and we found the property and we fell in love with the area. And the plan was to open it for April of 20, but then the pandemic hit. So we were working on it and refurbishing new paint and stucco and cement, and we opened September 5th of this year.
What did you both feel attracted to in the Camino?
You know, it was in a time of our life where our youngest child was moving off to university, so we were able to have more time for ourselves and near the end of our careers where we could actually afford to purchase something, but also financially don't have to rely on it as our sole source of income,
right,
which makes it more of a labor of love where we can give back to the pilgrims and do something that we really enjoy doing.
What was the biggest lesson you learned in your first Camino?
Walking with an 83-year-old father, it was patience. It was
right,
slowing down, which was good for me because I'm a very fast-paced individual, and I was in the Air Force, and I'm an emergency medicine doctor, so everything is very, very rapid. And slowing down and taking the time to walk with my dad and not leave him behind allowed me to view things so much differently. And it was a true gift to actually walk with a parent that's still of sound mind and body. And I got to learn more about him in 7 days than I've known in 55 years.
You've probably been wondering where pilgrims sleep. Well, you have options. There are hotels, pensions, apartments, and albergues along the way. If you walk the Camino to connect to others, I suggest you choose the albergues. You get used to sharing bedrooms pretty fast. Just bring earplugs. And many albergues also have private rooms, but the community dinners are the fun part. I learned during my first Camino that the most beautiful moments in life become even more beautiful if you can share them. Community is what matters, well, at least to me.
We zijn weer nowhere beland.
In een cabin. Kijk, ik vind het schattig.
En esta comida veo claramente la presencia de todo el universo manteniendo mi existencia, mi existencia.
So last night we slept in a cute little church. You see the building over there? When we got there, it was a bit weird. It's San Nicola on Puente Viterra. But as the night continued to go on, it got magical because it's something to sleep in a church. It's not something you do every day. And so before we got the food, they said we're going to bless the food. That's what I thought. But Robert said, are they gonna wash our foot? I said, you're crazy. So I was laughing at him. But he was right. Right before we got dinner, they washed our feet. It was, yeah, it's something biblical, of course. I saw his face and he was like, because he cannot stand it when someone touches his feet. Wat vond je ervan?
Bijzonder. Het is ook maar één voet, eentje
Ja,
stinkt nog.
één voet moet je uitsteken en die wassen ze en die drogen ze ook af. I had to do my best not to laugh while this man was washing his feet, or one foot actually, and drying it. And he's cramping up and trying to keep it still, out of respect, of course. And then, well, you know, it's an experience. It was kind of magical too, because they don't have light, they don't have water. Well, not like you can buy water or anything, it's just from the source there. They don't have electricity or Wi-Fi, of course, so it was very basic, and it was nice to have done it. It's gonna be wet, guys. It's gonna be wet. You know, I had been homesick for the last few days. You know why? Expectations. I still have them. Sometimes you have to relearn a lesson several times. Life doesn't always have to be up and up and up or very down. It's just what it is, and it's neutral, and that's something I'm not really used to. Just being, actually. And you know what? This was a great insight, actually. Camino lesson. The real act of being is in between the high and low states. It's all of the neutralness our egos mainly try to avoid by looking for triggers. So now the cat keeps following us. Robert is feeding the fish with tomatoes. Ja, ik ben een day, I met this beautiful woman. It's Petra from Hungary. What are you looking for on the Camino?
I'm looking for myself mainly, but also for some past relationships. What did they give me that I didn't give to myself? Self-love,
Self-love.
acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a good insight.
So,
But I see that makes you sad.
it makes me sad. Why? Because it's hard to accept who I am. And yeah, that's the first thing that I have to learn. To accept myself and love it. Yeah.
Oh, come here.
Oh.
Wait, the lady's watching.
It's the last day, guys. Just like that. It's here. And I noticed that it's more crowded. It's kind of touristic. We're walking around the airport through the woods, which is it's a pretty nice road this last day. And the first time I could feel this energy, this doo-doom, doo-doom, you're almost there energy. And now it's like I'm still in my neutralness of just being. It's kind of nice. I feel calm. A calmness has taken me over. So how does it feel to walk on the last day?
Weird. I don't want to stop walking. So I think we have to turn around and do it the back way.
But what do you like about it?
Easy life. Just sleep, walk, eat, sleep, walk, eat.
Simple.
Simple.
You see that? It's Santiago. Here's the square. Now this was my third, but definitely not last Camino Frances. I hope to inspire you to undertake this journey, which is in its essence a journey to discover yourself. And should you be in need of a guide in all things practical and spiritual and living in Holland, I would love to teach you all that I know. I take small groups with me to walk this magical Camino. I'd like to end this journey with the last Camino lesson. An ending is always the beginning of something new. What are you going to do with the rest of your life? Sit and watch, or get up and interact? Sending you all my love, Jen.